A scary scene off Dobbins Landing this afternoon. Several area rescue crews were called out after a boat tipped over and 13 people fell into the water. And 4 people are taken to the hospital after a head-on collision in Lawrence Park this afternoon. A grim new COVID-19 milestone for the United States as the death toll hits 175,000.
Live in high definition from your news leader, this is Jet 24 Action News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Brian Wilk. Over a dozen people are rescued in Presque Isle Bay after their boat capsized. According to the Coast Guard, this happened just before 2 p.m. off of Dobbins Landing. The Coast Guard, Erie Fire Department, and Emergicare responded to a pontoon boat that capsized with 13 people on board. All of them were rescued with help from other boaters. None of the passengers needed any medical treatment. The Coast Guard is currently investigating. 4 people are in the hospital after a head-on collision on Water Street. According to police, one car was traveling north, the other in the opposite direction, when they collided on the Lawrence Park section of Water Street, just south of the Wabtec employee entrance. 2 people were in each vehicle, all of them transported to the emergency room. The seriousness of their injuries is not known at this time. Erie County's latest COVID numbers increased by double digits again in the past 24 hours. The Department of Health reporting 12 new positive cases, bringing the total number to 1,283. Across the Commonwealth, the Pennsylvania Department of Health reports 796 additional positive cases, bringing the statewide total to over 128,000. There were 18 new deaths reported, bringing that total to 7,576. Crawford County reporting 188 cases, up 7. Warren County, 25 cases. Chautauqua County reporting 286 cases tonight. And Ashtabula reports 592 cases. The number of deaths continue to rise in 25 states as well as Washington, D.C. As those numbers rise, drug companies are working on potential vaccines and treatments. But the president, without evidence, making an accusation against the FDA. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shaw with the details.
More than 175,000 Americans have lost their lives to coronavirus. The CDC saying the death toll in the U.S. could reach 200,000 over the next 3 weeks. Drug companies are working on potential vaccines, with many already being tested in human trials. But President Trump lashing out Saturday morning on Twitter, offering no evidence, accusing the, quote, deep state or whoever over at the FDA of making it very difficult for drug companies to get people in order to test vaccines and therapeutics. Obviously, they're hoping to delay the answer until after November 3rd. We have reached out to the FDA but have not heard back. Meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling his accusation dangerous.
Even for him, it went beyond the pale in terms of how he would jeopardize the health and well-being of the American people and accuse the FDA of politics.
The head of the CDC says it will take cooperation from entire communities to keep kids safe in school as the president pushes for schools to reopen everywhere. More than 200 students in Mississippi testing positive. Thousands more are in quarantine. One elementary school closing 1 week into in-person classes. Crowds at this high school football game in Alabama have the principal discussing changes for future games.
If there's an outbreak, there won't be high school football. I'm worried about my boys and my cheerleaders, my bands having a full season.
College campuses in at least 36 states seeing rises in cases. Notre Dame logging more than 330 cases. An op-ed in the student newspaper with the headline, "Don't make us write obituaries."
It's up to all of us to work together so we don't end up hurt.
After these images of crowded parties at Ohio State University, officials tell ABC News students who host or attend a party or any gathering with more than 10 people will face an interim suspension. At UNC Chapel Hill, classes are canceled this coming Monday and Tuesday, giving students time to move off campus and switch to remote learning. Zoreen Shaw, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A local rally for the United States Postal Service outside the post office on East 38th Street. Local protesters joining the national call to action for the USPS as the federal government has made several cuts to the Postal Service over the last couple of months. In Erie, 2 of the mail sorting machines have been unplugged in recent weeks, causing some potential delays. The organizer saying the 2 mail sorting machines are still not being used.
The joy is gutting the USPS right before the election, and we don't support that. This facility here lost 2 of its 6 mail sorting machines, and that's why we chose this location. But yeah, we just can't stand for it, so we brought as many people as we could out to show people that we don't support this.
Bailey adding he would like to see the 2006 Postal Accountability Enforcement Act repealed. He says the act cripples the USPS. And the House has passed a bill to give the U.S. Postal Service $25 billion and reverse operational changes that have slowed down the mail. 26 Republicans defied President Trump and GOP leaders and voted with Democrats on the bill. But their Senate colleagues are unlikely to take up the measure. Democrats and some others are concerned recent Postal Service changes will harm mail-in voting. Now, although the Postmaster General is a vocal Trump supporter, he says the agency will handle the election efficiently and fairly. And Portland police are calling a scene just after 1 in the morning Saturday a riot. Demonstrators had spent hours protesting in front of the department's North Precinct. Now, officers used some kind of loudspeaker or megaphone to warn them to obey the law. Some demonstrators ignored that advice and started moving toward the building and throwing objects at police. Now, this is the scene that followed as officers dispersed the crowd with white smoke and flash canisters. And we want to remind you that all next week, Jet 24 will present a special series of conversations with community leaders on the racial divide in our own community. Each night at 6 p.m., we'll feature a special report, and then on Thursday at 5:30 p.m., we'll have a live in-studio conversation with Erie leaders from all walks of life. Join us for Finding Hope together next week on Jet 24 Action News. More than 90 deadly massive wildfires are scorching through more than 1 million acres of land in at least 14 states. At least 4 people have been killed. Almost every firefighting resource is being used to battle hundreds of blazes in California. Neighboring states sending fire engines and resources to the Golden State, which has doubled the number of people trying to control the flames in at least one fire complex. Already, 2 of these wildfires are the largest in the state's history.
This is a historic event. We have fire burning in areas that may have never burned at all.
So far, hundreds of fires have torched an area larger than Rhode Island. And one much anticipated Erie restaurant finally opened its doors this afternoon. It's good news at 11. Chipper's Seafood on State Street is only doing takeout right now, but the owner says they did get a lot of people coming in and ordering food. He says while he is thankful for the business, especially during the pandemic, they are still enforcing strict safety guidelines.
We're being aware, and we do have security here, and people just making people aware that you please wear your mask before you enter, and if you're in, please keep the mask up and as much social distancing as possible.
And Jones says one of his favorite things on the menu is the boil bag, which has crab legs, shrimp and sausage, potatoes, corn, and a special sauce. And coming up next on Jet 24 Action News at 11, biking for a good cause. Local bikers gathered today to put some smiles on the faces of children and adults with disabilities. That's after Craig's first forecast. Hey, Craig.
Brian, so, we're really trying to find some rain for the farmers and the gardeners out there. There's a small chance tomorrow. We'll let you know where and take a look ahead for the rest of the week coming up next.
From your news leader, you're watching Brian Wilk, meteorologist Craig Flint, and Mike Fenner with sports. This is Jet 24 Action News, your news leader.